Cook County's property tax sales system found unconstitutional. That's a headline that you'll see at thecentersquare.com on the Illinois page. I'm Greg Bishop, editor of Illinois at the Center Square. Get the headlines by clicking newsletter, and we'll send you emails with these headlines. It's not just what's going on in Illinois, but across the country. But with a partnership we've got, a bunch of watchdogs looking at the judiciary. They bring us this headline: Cook County property tax system sale unconstitutional. Let's go through this together, as we've got a lot of eyes on property taxes continuing to go up in a state that has the highest property taxes in the country. And obviously it's a local issue that counties deal with, and they also have local school districts that impose taxes. That's the most of your tax bill. You've got library districts, sanitation districts, you've got community college districts, you've got mosquito abatement districts, you've got park districts, you've got all of these layers of taxing bodies on your property tax bill in the state of Illinois, and all of that's been adding up to bring about some pretty sharp increases for people. Cook County being one of those places, and I think it was earlier this week we shared with you the Chicago Flips Red group saying that they want to boycott property taxes until they get a forensic audit on where all of the money's going from record high and highest in the nation property tax increases.
We are calling for a boycott. We will not pay another cent in property taxes until we see a forensic audit, until we see where our tax dollars are going, and until we see it being spent to help the people who actually live here, to help our children and our families and our neighbors. Just like he said, hands off Chicago, we say hands off our property taxes and hands off our taxes. We need answers. We need transparency. We need to know where every penny of our tax dollars is going.
So again, that's Danielle Carter Walters
on the White
talking about the property tax situation and how they're encouraging people to boycott. But let's go to the story at thecentersquare.com from our partners at Legal Newsline and read through this, because this is impacting Cook County. So Cook County's longstanding system of collecting property tax debts by seizing and selling people's homes worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over unpaid taxes worth a fraction of that amount is unconstitutional, according to a federal judge ruling this week. District Judge Matthew Kennelly sided with a group of former Cook County homeowners in the long-running class action seeking to end the county government's use of its current so-called tax sale system. In the ruling, Keneally said that he agreed the county's system amounts to violations of property owners' rights to just compensate under the Fifth Amendment and have that just compensation, and to protect against unjust and excessive fines under the Eighth Amendment. Says homeowners' failure to pay their property taxes undoubtedly causes harm to Cook County by depriving the county of funding. Yet that harm is limited to the taxes owed and the costs of obtaining those taxes. There's little justification for imposing any fine beyond the taxes, interest, and costs due, especially when homeowners already suffer the punishment of losing their rights to their residences. Keneally, however, stopped short of the point of ordering Cook County to repay the named plaintiffs, or perhaps as many as 1,700 other property owners whose homes and other real estate was taken by the county through what Keneally said is an unconstitutional tax debt collection process. Keneally said damages will need to be calculated later in further proceedings over the extent of the county's ability to liability under the law. So Keneally's December 9th decision, again coming this week, comes as another win for the plaintiffs and their lawyers as they continue efforts to force counties in Illinois and potentially the state government itself to adapt their property tax collection processes and rules to comply with U.S. Supreme Court ruling. The lawsuit against Cook County was filed in 2022 in Chicago federal court. A separate action has been lodged against a group of other county governments, including Illinois' second and third largest counties, DuPage and Lake County, and yet another lawsuit is pending in federal court in southern Illinois. The cases all center around the common accusation that Illinois and its county governments have all but illegally ignored a recent landmark U.S. Supreme Court decision and continue to seize homes over unpaid property taxes. In the decision, at the heart of the case in the 2023 ruling known as Hennepin v. Taylor, Tyler, the Supreme Court sided with a homeowner in Hennepin County, Minnesota, whose $40,000 condo was seized and sold by the county over $2,300 of unpaid property taxes, plus $12,700 in penalties and interest. Hennepin County then kept the surplus from the sale in a practice dubbed by critics as home equity theft. So you can go and actually read more of this, but clearly you've got this issue of property taxes, and when they're extremely high in Illinois and people can't pay them, then the county can go and seize that property and do a tax sale on that property, and the proceeds. And I've heard about this all across the state of Illinois. All of this while you've got states like Florida toying with the idea of getting rid of property taxes. Now, that may have to be done on a local basis, county by county in a state like Florida, but in Illinois, we've got the highest property taxes and court battles over how those property taxes being so high, people can't pay, and having their property taken away from them and sold by the county. You know, it doesn't matter if you sell, if you buy your house outright with cash, you still got to pay the property taxes. You may own the title to that house, the deed to that house, but you still owe property taxes on that. Even 10 years after you've paid your house off, you still owe property taxes on that. Do you ever actually own your property, or are you always going to have to pay that government property tax? Again, a debate that apparently down in Florida they're willing to have. Where else they're going to have that in the country, we'll be watching, obviously. But something important just get in front of you this morning, and a story that you'll see at thecentersquare.com. Again, go to thecentersquare.com, get the newsletter in your inbox, and wake up with us each and every weekday morning here for more Illinois in Focus, only with The Center Square. I'm Greg Bishop, editor of Illinois at thecentersquare.com. This is Illinois in Focus.